I think everything happens for a reason. It is over. It is done. Really, like the end of an era. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. You're with Boo, your one and only. You already know what it is. You already know what to do. We're with another video. So today I'm gonna do just like a quick little video because I do have to go to work at 4. It's 2 o'clock. So I'm gonna try to power through this video for you guys. But welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys subscribe. Comment below if you're an old subscriber. Comment below, let me know that you're OG Boo Squad because your girl ain't been on the tube in a minute, but I'm about to start dropping back on the tube. I also made a Twitch, so if you guys wanna see me more live, let me know. Also on TikTok, I be live on there. I also post a lot on my TikTok. So follow me on TikTok and on my Instagram. I'm always posting on my Instagram like every day. So make sure you guys follow me there as well. But welcome back. So if you guys watched my last video, you guys seen my little Christmas decorations. It's super cute in here, which I'm also gonna add. And I'm gonna still do my Christmas town. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that if you guys like that kind of content. I'm about to just be dropping all sorts of new content on my channel. Story times, vlogs. You guys might even see some pranks. You guys are gonna see some other people in here. I also have some mics. I want to mic up and like go to Washington Ave and just like the mall and stuff and talk to people. So you guys are gonna see a bunch of new content because I'm about to start posting a lot more and on my TikTok as well. But today is a sit down video because if you guys watched my last video, I did throw around some hints of what's going on, but I'm about to catch you guys up on what's going on in my life because I have not really been posting. Your girl was going through it for a long time and then it was just finally like the end of an era. So I kind of just want to update you guys and let you guys know what's going to be on my channel, what's changing. Because if you guys have been here, you guys already know, y'all already know what kind of situation I was. I was in a long-term relationship. So that was like a big thing of my channel. And I also have another channel called the Wes and Boo channel, which it is over. It is done. The Wes and Boo channel is no longer a thing anymore. I still have access to that channel and I'm probably gonna swap it over to something else. I really want to do like a podcast. So it might be like a podcast channel, who knows? Because I feel like I have a lot that I can talk about, especially with my last relationship. And this isn't necessarily going to be a story time of what happened. This is just gonna be like a little life update and kind of just letting y'all know where I'm at right now. Now, if y'all wanna know the story time, we could do a video. Now, do I think the other parties are gonna be happy about the video? No, because I posted on TikTok and they didn't like it. But pretty much, my 8-year relationship is done. If you guys have been following me for a long time, y'all know like I'm from Fairbanks, Alaska. I moved to Texas when I was like 19. So I'm about to be 27. So it's been some time. I've been out here. No, I moved here when I was 20. So I've been out here like almost 7 years and I moved here to be with my ex. We were together like 8 years, but we knew each other. Well, really it would have been 9 years. But we've known each other for some time. Like I've known him since I was like 16, 17. Anyways, he was in the military, he got out. I moved to Texas. We've been together ever since, but we actually just officially, completely broke up in July. So I left him in July. There was a lot of stuff that happened leading up to that. And basically, if y'all want the story time, I can tell y'all about how I found out and everything. But he had a baby on me. My long-term relationship, he cheated. And the crazy situation about it, which if y'all want a story time, I could get into detail, but it was a girl that had been brought up prior, and then fast forward a year later, come to find out she was pregnant. My dumbass did decide to stay well, for one, at first it was for the DNA test, and then second, after we found out it was his, it was because he was feeding me a bunch of bullshit, basically. Well, telling me what I wanted to hear, but he was telling all parties what they wanted to hear and he wasn't being honest. And at the end of the day, that's pretty much why we ended, was because he couldn't be honest. And I don't think he could be honest with himself on what he wanted, honestly. At the end of the day, he dug himself into a hole too deep, and I think he guilted himself into the situation. And, well, I don't want to say it like that. Like, well, I'm not trying to say too much details, but at the end of the day, he cheated. He did still want to be with me when I found out, after I found out, and he was telling me through the whole thing, like, we were still living together and everything up until July, which I do feel like it was a slow burnout. At the end of the day, I think everything happens for a reason, and I'm not really sad about the relationship. I do miss the friendship because at the end of the day, we were really close. We did everything together. I was with him for so long, and we had gone through so much. And to me, everything we'd gone through, I thought it made us stronger. But clearly, he kept making poor decisions. And I think at a certain point, it just came to, I was really just waking up every day telling myself, I don't want to keep living like this. Like, I don't want to keep feeling like this. I was depressed. I was sad. I didn't want to be honest with anybody about my personal life because it's embarrassing staying with someone that cheated and had a baby on you. And at that, like, she was a known issue. So it was a lot that I was going through emotionally, and I didn't want to let go. And I think part of it is I will take responsibility. Part of it is my fault because I did decide to stay for so long. And if I would have just left, it would have made it easier for everybody. But I was fighting for something that just wasn't really worth fighting anymore. And I wasted my time. Like, I stayed until the day I left was when the child turned 1. So I stayed up until a year of the child being here. But fast forward to when I found out when she was like, what, like 4, 5, 6 months. So I knew about it, and then I stayed till after the fact. And I really did think it was gonna get better at some point. Like, if you guys watch my YouTube videos, like, we went to New York. He took me to New York for my birthday, and I really thought we was working on things, and I was just being misled. I really don't honestly have the true answer. I never got a true apology. Really no closure to the situation. It was just basically, I decided to leave him that day and started looking for apartments, found a spot, and then I just up and moved out. And that's just been that. I mean, we were communicating a little bit, but it's no longer cordial, which honestly, at the end of the day, I want no contact. That's how I want it to be. At first, I was a little scared. I think it was harder thinking about the thought of being alone and like leaving, and I was stuck for so long just because I felt like I couldn't be in Houston alone. Like, I have no family here. Everything I've known since I moved here that long ago, back in 2019, everything I've known has been him, his family. I was really close with his sister at one point. We had mutual friends, and we had a friend group, and we were all really close, like couple friends. They've been on my YouTube channel. The sister's been on my YouTube channel. I lived with his brothers side by side for years. So everything I knew, holidays, we went out to his grandma's house, and it was just really hard this year because, I mean, last year I wasn't alone. I was still with him, but in a sense, I did still feel alone because at the end of the day, it was like he was living 2 lives because he had to go be with his child, and then I was at home because I wasn't cordial with the girlfriend. And now looking at it, it's like, or not the girlfriend, the baby mama, because I was the girlfriend. I wasn't cordial with the baby mama, but clearly it's because he was telling her one thing and telling me another thing. So clearly we weren't gonna like each other because he's lying to both of us. So of course we're not gonna like each other. And of course, how is the longevity of our relationship ever going to matter, or when is it ever going to matter enough for you to be honest with everybody? And it just, to me, I knew from the get-go, well, not the get-go, but I knew for a hot minute, like, no, I'm being played with. And really, I was just kept waking up every day to praying to God, saying, give me a sign to tell me, like, either to stay or to leave. And really just that I went to Louisiana that weekend of his child's birthday, and that was a really hard weekend for me because it was his child's birthday, and then also we had our mutual friends who it was their kid's birthday, and I wasn't invited. So they invited, and they were our friends. So the fact that I wasn't invited, but they invited my ex, the baby mother, and the child, which made me feel really shitty because it's like, okay, because I don't have kids, I'm not invited now. Like, there was just like a lot that happened within that time, and a lot of the relationships and the people that we that I had made through him that I thought were like, at the end of the day, even no matter what happened between me and him, they would still like care about me, or like, you know, they wouldn't do shit to hurt my feelings. They did. And it wasn't even just those friends, it was also his sister. I was like really close with her, and there was just some hurtful things, and I did a lot of things for all of his friends and his family, and to be basically slapped in the face, and everybody knew what was going on behind scenes, but nobody wanted to be honest with me. Like, everybody wanted to smile in my face and still use me for what I was willing to give, which at this point, after I found out about the baby, like, I did lay off a lot of things. Like, I did stop, you know, cooking dinner for everybody and just trying to be like happy and making this atmosphere of like a happy home, because that's how it was before for a long time, because I didn't have family here. I always wanted to create a home that was happy. Like, I would cook for every single holiday, people's birthdays. I was doing stuff for them, whether it was getting a cake or getting a gift. And even for Christmas, I was buying gifts for his people, get alone. What was anybody doing for me? Like, they was literally all lying in my face. And like I said, this isn't a story time. This is just kind of an update, which if y'all want a story time, I'll give you a story time on how I found out and what happened, because there was like a lot of drama in between. But now it's just me. As y'all seen in the last video, I got my own spot. I was crashing out. I was gonna go back to Alaska at some point, because around this time, before I broke up with him officially, I'd already had a round trip ticket booked to Alaska to see my family. And right before I went to Alaska, some shit had happened. So I was like really crashing out. Like, I packed up all my shit. I was starting to post things like my car, nail table, like my big furniture. I was starting to post things for sale, because at the end of the day, everything in that house was mine. Packed up all my stuff and pretty much just was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to Alaska and figure it out. And then when I come back, whatever. Well, we ended up being fine before I went to Alaska, as I thought everything was good. So I go to Alaska, come back, and then things just weren't getting better. And my intuition was telling me different. So really, I just had kind of like this timeline. I didn't like just speak it into existence, but I kind of had this timeline in my head. And even from the beginning, I was like, when his son turns 1, if things haven't changed and it's still like weird, and it's like, clearly you're not worried about the longevity of our relationship, because if you were, you would be trying to not make it so much like Hannah Montana, like you're living 2 lives. You'd be trying to bring that life with our normal life, because we lived together. We spent every day together. Other besides when we went to work, or like he had to go do things that involved his situation, we was together all the time. And I mean, we had pretty opposite schedules, and even more now. But if he wanted the longevity of our relationship to work, I figured by that time, like, okay, we'll know. But no, it was not the case. So I did my thing. I went to Louisiana, and I had a blast, actually. And actually, should I just drop it here? Maybe I'll just talk about it here. So I went to Louisiana. I won't give you the story time of my ex, but I went to Louisiana, and I hung out with someone that I've been talking to for like 3 years, and I met him off TikTok. And low-key, he's a cowboy. He's handsome. He's a little mix. He's just up my alley, which is fucking hilarious. But anyways, someone I've been talking to for like 3 years invited me to go to some horse races out in Louisiana. So your girl went, and I just like realized, and even before that, like my homegirl Tam had came out to Houston. We had went out and we had a freaking blast. Like, we went out and just had a grand old time, not worried about nobody, not worried about no man, nothing. Just like had a blast. And then I went to Louisiana and had a blast, and it made me realize like there's like so much more out here to do than to be worried about someone that just has proved to not give a fuck about you so many times. And I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong to like stand 10 toes down behind your man, or, you know, go through things in a relationship, because I truly do think those hardships in a relationship build a solid relationship and make you learn someone in so many different ways, because you have to see someone in so many different, you have to see someone in so many different eras of their life to actually really know who they are, like in different, like mad, sad, happy, when they're down, when they're up. You just gotta see them in all those different aspects to really truly know someone. And it sucks that I feel like I wasted so much time with him, and I could have left a long time ago and probably been in a way better position than I am in now. But at the end of the day, anything we go through creates character, and it builds you to the person you are today. It also just teaches you things. So I mean, now I take everything I learned in that relationship and I'm gonna put it in the next, or like, you know, just into my life in general, because it's not just about a relationship or being in one. But long story short, I went to Louisiana, hung out with this guy, up my alley, so sweet, and it was just like we clicked. And of course, I'm not looking for anything serious, nor am I taking anything serious right now in this day in my life, just because it's also like, I feel like when you get to an age, I haven't dated in so long, so when you get to a certain point in life, dating is so different. You have to be mature about things. You can't expect the most from everybody, because not everybody's gonna be for you, but you're also not gonna like everybody, so you have to get to know people. So I've just been enjoying life, going out, having fun. My friends were in town okay, so I went to YB. Maybe I'll put some clips in here. I went to YB twice. I went to his first concert in Houston. Me and my homegirl Tam went. We had a freaking blast. And then we went to the second one because it was the week of Halloween. It was me, my homegirl Tam, and then my friend Shakira from Alaska came out here for Halloween week and the YB concert. So we had a blast. We had too much fun. So I've been just like enjoying life. I haven't really been sad. Now the holidays are coming around the corner, and I am kind of starting to think about it and be like, oof. It's probably gonna be a little hard this year, but I'll be fine. I'm always fine, and I always find a way to be good. And I just know a lot more better is in store for me, because I've just, after going to Louisiana and doing everything I've been doing and being outside and just meeting new people, there are so many people out here, and there are men, or if you're a guy, there's women, or whatever you're into, there are people out here that are willing to make you happy without you doing like anything. And you don't have to beg, you don't have to chase. And yeah, there's just no reason to be sad, because there's so many more people out here, and there's so much more life to live than just being in a relationship. And that, like, honestly, right now in this point in my life, I don't think I want to settle down. I spent 8 years in a relationship. Like, I just want to live life and not be stressed and not be worried about what someone's doing, not be worried about all that. I'm really not. I'm just living my best life, and I'm blessed to be where I'm at today. I'm more than grateful that I left a relationship without a child. I'm glad that I'm single, no kids, and I could really just live life, because I was so young when I met him. I was like 16, 17, and from there on out, it was just, I was in a relationship, and I was really loyal. I was there. I stuck through it through thick and thin. I held him down on some of the worst days. We had seen each other on our worst days, and I mean, I was willing to stay through the most, and really, like, having a child was the cherry on top. And there's even more to that, because not me finding out that he has another one on the way, so that motherfucker had to conceive it before I even left. But that's a whole different situation and conversation for another day. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to update you guys, let you guys know what's going on. I'm excited. Make sure you guys comment below and let me know what kind of content you guys want to see, because I'm gonna be posting, I'm gonna be dropping. Make sure you guys go follow all my other social medias though. Until next video, without further ado, I love you guys so much. I'm so happy to be back.